Hello YouTube, this is Zethrios. I have recently returned to Team Taisaku, and with that, I will be posting up on there from now on. But right now, our sneak peek for Shadow Specters was this Saturday, and I have here my post-sneak peek pre-release ghostrick deck. I will be mentioning how to use it and what I've done with it, and a few things I will be changing as soon as I can get after the actual release of the pack. As you can see, I have gotten the Dark Storm mat that came with the pack sneak peek, so I'm using that for this. Let's get started. First off, we have 3 Ghostrick Ghoul. He was the promo card of the pack. He has 1100 attack. His effect is the standard Ghostrick effect is that you can't normal summon a Ghostrick monster unless you have another Ghostrick on the field, so they have to be set. But while he's on the field, you can select one monster on the field, and it gains attack of all other Ghostrick monsters on the field. What I've read is that it's not by name that you can only use this effect once per turn. It's for the copy of the card, so if you have more than one on the field, you can target a monster that many times. So I've actually, just from the sneak peek alone, because we had to build decks with these, I was able to boost up one Ghostrick monster up to 7,700. Next we have our searchers, Kionchi and Stein. Kionchi, his effect is, when he's flipped, you have one Ghostrick monster to your hand with a level 2 or level equal to or less than the number of Ghostricks. So if you have 3 out, you can search out Ghoul or Stein. If you have just him out, you can search out Lantern and Specter. Now your other searcher is Stein. When he deals battle damage to your opponent, you get to add a Ghostrick spell or trap to your hand. Stein is your attacker. Kionchi, or Jiangshi in the English, is your monster searcher. Plus he's a defensive because he has 1800 attack. Stein has 1800 defense. Stein has 0 defense and 1600 attack. So you boost up him with your Ghoul, and you got a pretty powerful Stein that searches out the spell or trap. Or you can make Kionchi actually an attacker. Next I run 2 Witches, because her effect is, once per turn you can flip a monster face down. The other thing about Ghostricks is that they can hide within the mansion or house by flipping themselves face down. But Witch is your main card to flip monsters face down for that direct attack. Next we have 3 Yukionas. Yukiona is my favorite, mostly because she looks like a Mizure from Rosario Cross Vampire. Not only that, but her effect is, if she's destroyed by battle, the monster that destroyed her is flipped face down and cannot change its battle position except by card effect. So she's really good if you don't have the field spell out. She flips your opponent's boss monsters and such face down. Then we have 2 Lanterns. He's a one-shot battle fader. When your opponent declares a direct attack, you can special summon him, negating the attack, and he actually gets special summon face down defense position. Next we have Spectre at 2, because when Ghostrick is destroyed by card effect or battle, you can special summon him in face down defense and draw a card. This is actually quite useful for if you don't have the field spell out yet. So that's all the monsters. The problem is that at the sneak peek I went to, nobody pulled Alucard, so it really doesn't help. Now then, for my non-Ghostrick cards, I run 2 Pump Princess. I figured that since I'm already protecting my life points from half damage by throwing her out there, if I can get her out and she gets destroyed, then she becomes a continuous spell card like a Crystal Beast, and she gets a counter each standby phase. And for each counter, your opponent's monster lose 100 attack and defense. So I've gotten her up to 20 something counters, and that means 2,000 points of attack are lost. Next we have 2 tour guides. Tour guides your your 1-turn Howl cards or your 1-turn whatever's 1-turn Xyz. Then we have Max C at 1 for draw power, just that 1 quick boost to draws. Then 2 battle faders. Since your opponent's going to be doing a lot of direct attacking, this deck battle fader ends the whole battle phase, so it comes in handy. Plus it's a level 1, so he goes with the ghostricks that are level 1, which are all fiend type. Then you have the level 2s, which are spellcaster type. And then your level 3s are all zombies. And this is actually showing to be the same way with the Xyz, since Alucard is a rank 3 zombie. And the new one is Dalahan. That's a rank 1 fiend. Next we have our spells. Triple Mansion. With Mansion, if it's active on the field, all battle damage that you take, any battle damage inflicted by a non-ghost trick, and any effect damage that's dealt, is cut in half. Plus, if your opponent cannot, neither player can attack face down monsters, and if the only monsters are on the field are face down, then you can attack directly. 1 terraforming, 1 field barrier. Terraforming for adding this field spell, field barrier for protecting the field spell, and for those duels where it's a field spell war. You know, if you're playing against Madolche, you play your field spell, you play this, neither player can play a new field spell, and they have to destroy this to get through your field spell. 1 Swords of Concealing Light. It flips all your opponent's monsters face down defense, and for 2 turns your opponent cannot change the battle position. So this is for those turns that you want to really just go straight in for the direct attacks. 2 Heat Waves. Heat Wave works like Cold Wave, but for effect monsters. So until your next draw phase, you have to use it during the main phase 1 at the beginning. Until your next draw phase, neither player can normal summon or special summon effect monsters. Then we have 2 Shards of Greed, mostly just for draw power. Plus, you activate this in 2 turns, you got Pot Upgrade. Let me check this. I thought I had 2 of those. I guess I had 2 Pod Dualities. Hold on. Okay, I must have taken 1 out for 1 Shard of Greed, but Pod Duality is a quick add to your hand. We have Dark Hole, Book of Moon. Dark Hole's the only staple I have in the deck. Book of Moon, I don't consider it stable because I don't run it in many of my decks. But Book of Moon really helps. I mean, if you have Yuki-Onna out, you book the opponent's monster that you don't want attacking Yuki-Onna, and then you leave them with that 1 monster that has to attack Yuki-Onna. So it helps out. Then we have our traps. We have 2 Ghostrick Scares. Originally this was Ghostrick Panic, but it works. The name works now. Its effect is you can flip monsters face up, and for each one that is a ghost trick, you flip one of your opponent's cards face down. So if you have a full field of ghost tricks, you flip as many as you want face up, and you flip that many monsters face down on your opponent's side field. It really comes in handy if Yuki-Onna's on your field, because if the mansion's out and you flip Yuki-Onna, they have to attack Yuki-Onna because it's no longer protected by the mansion. Then we have 2 Vanish. Ghost Trick Vanish. You reveal a Ghost Trick monster in your hand, and none of your Ghost Trick monsters on the field or face down monsters on your field can be destroyed by card effects. So it's good if you have a dark hole in your hand and you want to just use it. So you activate ghostrick vanish, then you dark hole. Your monsters are safe and your opponent's monsters are dead. 2 Neo ceilings. Since your monsters are going to be face down, Neo ceiling only destroys the face up monsters, so that's really good. And then 1 mirror force. Next we have the extra deck. Now I won't be showing a side deck because I don't have one set up for this deck yet, but the extra deck is pretty much set up except for 2 Alu cards, which are rank 3, 1800 attack. Destroys a face down card on the field by detaching a material. And if it's sent to the graveyard, you get to add a ghostrick card to your hand. First we have Slacker Magician for the rank 1. For a rank 1, she protects herself once per turn from battle. And if she's targeted, you can detach a material to negate the effect of the card that's targeting her. Then we have 1 Heart Earth Lion. This guy is amazing because he has 100 attack. He can't be destroyed by battle. Any battle damage you take, including him as the battle, your opponent also takes. But if you use his effect by detaching a material, your opponent takes all the damage and you take none. So it's really good for damaging your opponent quickly. 1 Herald of Pure Light, because to add ghostrick, lantern, or specter back to your hand, or Yukiona, just whatever you need. Next we have Gachi Gachi Gentetsu, defensive, plus he boosts up your attackers and such. 1 Zen mains, because defense and all that, plus being able to destroy cards on the field. Livier, because there's a lot of times that your cards get banished. Tempo, for if your opponent's playing heavy Xyz. Yuzu Rhythm. Now this card helps me out a lot. A lot of the times my opponent will play a monster that I can't get over. So I'll summon him and attack. Using his effect, he boosts himself up by double. So he really comes in handy. 1 Chronomaly Crystal Chrononaut. When your opponent attacks, you can detach a material and he becomes undestroyable. Plus your opponent takes all damage you would. So he's like a Heart Earth Lion. 1 Medcrypt Engineer. If he's the only monster face up on your field, you detach a material, switch him to defense, and your opponent cannot destroy him by battle or card effects. Plus he can make it so that none of your monsters can be destroyed by battle or card effects as long as they were face up first. 1 number 49 Fortune Tune. This is my favorite rank 3 because he protects himself twice. Plus when he is actually removed from the field in any way and sent to the graveyard, you get to put him back into your extra deck and return 2 level 3 monsters back to your deck. So he really comes in handy in this deck because I can return Stein, Jiangxi, or Ghoul back to my deck, or the 2 tour guides. And then 1 Battle Cruiser Dionysus. This is my version of Cowboy because it deals damage equal to 300 times the cards in your opponent's hand. He may take 3 level 3s, but he's actually my most decent. He's the most decent rank 3 that takes more than 2 materials at the moment, in my opinion. But that's my ghostrick deck profile pre-release post sneak peek. Now this is going to be one of my few videos I'll be posting on my page of Zethrios. You will find me at the Team Taisaku page, Team Taisaku YouTube channel. But I will be posting some videos here if I can. So please rate, subscribe to Zethrios and Team Taisaku. This was my ghostrick deck. I hope you enjoyed, and you all have a wonderful day.